Hey, what's up guys? So earlier this morning, Escort just released firmware version 1.4 for the Redline 360c. This is a relatively minor update with 3 different changes, including some bug fixes and a new feature that's been added. Now, diving right into things, the first change is going to be an improvement to the Aero responsiveness. Previously, there was a little bit of a lag where the detector would go ahead and alert and go off, but it would take a second for the arrows to actually show up on screen. Now with firmware version 1.4, the arrows will light up instantly as soon as the detector goes off, so now you immediately know the direction of the threat. Now, the next change, Escort is saying, is improved signal processing on all bands, and specifically situation where one single strong signal can actually show up as multiple signals. And I've actually seen this exact thing in testing to where the detector is initially reporting just one signal, but as you get closer to the radar gun, it's more likely to overdrive and then jump to start reporting maybe 2 or 3 signals instead of just one. And so this new update is also designed to help address this potential overdriving issue so that the detector is more accurately reporting how many signals are present. And then finally, the last option is a new metering mode for the display. There's now a new option called the Spec Display, and when you have this set up, when the detector alerts to a signal, it's going to display the frequency on top as well as a big signal strength bar directly underneath. Now, this is in contrast to some of the previous display options. Previously, we've had just the Spec FR1 option, which is really similar, except you've got 2 strength meters, one for the front and another one for the rear, as well as the Spec FR2 option, which did the same sort of thing for front and rear strength bars, except this allowed you to show multiple signals simultaneously, not just front and rear for the primary signal. Now, with this new Spec Display option, it's going to show you just the overall signal strength independent of direction, and then just relies on the arrows themselves to indicate direction. And this is just a simpler way to give you the signal strength, and honestly makes it a little bit easier to tell the strength of the signal at a glance. This is actually the way detectors that don't have arrows behave. It just has one signal strength bar, and then because the Redline 360c does have arrows, the arrows alone will report direction. The signal strength is now just for the overall signal strength independent of direction. And this option is now available both in the detector itself as well as a new option showing up in Escort Live. Now, this update is already available. You can find it by updating your detector over Wi-Fi, or if you download Escort detector tools off of Escort's website, you can plug your detector into your computer and update that way. So overall, this is a relatively minor update. There's a couple small changes, but some nice changes nonetheless. There are a couple other things that I'd like to see Escort address, things like maybe the auto display brightness, or maybe making the detector more responsive and reactive specifically against quick trigger shots. So there's a couple things that I'd still like to see them continue to improve upon, but nevertheless, it's great to see Escort actually taking the time to listen to customers, take a look at things that we're seeing in practice and in testing, and address those specifically. So thank you, Escort, for listening to us and making this detector better and better. And down in the video description, I'm going to link you guys to the changelog with the updates, as well as to the discussion area where we're discussing all of the updates. Plus, you'll find a link to where you can download detector tools if you want to update with your computer, as well as a link to where you can purchase the Redline 360c if you don't have one yet. And other than that, yeah, that's just a quick look here at all the changes here with firmware 1.4. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you in the next video.